Petty traders at the Kinjimi market explains to Newswatch online television the challenges they are faced with during the COVID-19 pandemic. Newswatch online television looks into the operation of ferry in Freetown. Now let's join Mayatu Dukure for the full news.
Hello viewers and welcome to this episode of Newswatch Online TV News Hour with me, Mariatu Dukure. Kinjimi Market is one of Sierra Leone's historic marketplaces that sits at the harbour of Freetown along Wallace Johnson Street. The market was named by King Jimmy, a ruling chief in the late 18th century, who was burnt down the first attempt he made to free black slaves settlement from London. Petty traders at that market explains to Newswatch Online TV the challenges they are faced with during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now let's join Yusuf Saido Bangora for more details.
Adam Akonte, chairlady of Kinjimi Market, said Kinjimi is one of the oldest markets in Freetown, and the market got its name from King Jimmy, a ruling chief in the late 18th century. She added that the market is facing a lot of constraints during this period of COVID-19.
But we constraints now as the seasons are not begin fall. Now we market no big. Last year, Mayor, the 9% of the most of them don't check checks. Then, but they get engineers there where they come in say for bill markets, but in not be it. Then yes, they don't start. So at the plead for let the same system what they do for we last year. Let them do one for we back, especially when we get this sick now, where they blow, where they say no, avoid fever. Then again, me before they win at the tax force, we bill a team. For money to no more, whether they can inside this market, whatever the case may be, for worse we are. Then take the temperature, we get medical people in the yard, we get soldier man there, we get all security we get for guidance everybody, for let it see, not go be a victim.
Also speaking was a boat owner, Alusain Bangora. He said both authorities do not allow them to transport more than 15 people because of COVID-19. He called on Kinjimi Market residents to follow the preventive measures given by the government.
The challenge we face right now, one, we need a load like how did the load trading. We need a agreement to load people. Then just 15 people they go for load. And even today said the car can't be there. The boat not even load said and stop me say the people in this show. Pass take another boat, burn other fuel panel. For let the people not go back no more inside the boat. Well, I don't feel fine because let's say how did they get Friday, we do try to get now with this phone. And two, then we people how they carry through the cancel. Now they need to get better service.
Reporting for Newswatch Online TV, I'm Yusuf Saido Bangora.
There is no direct link from Lungay to Freetown since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. People traveling from Freetown to Lungay mostly use a ferry as their main means of transportation. However, with the coming of the COVID-19 and the travel restrictions put by the government, the operation of ferry has been affected. Marian Amara Bangora with more details.
Alusain Darame, General Manager MV Mahira and Great Gases Company, has said that the inter-district lockdown and restrictions on people's movement has negatively affected the operations of the ferry and the people traveling in it. According to him, prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, the ferry used to run 5 trips a day, but now they only run 1 trip a day.
Since the lockdown, we reduce the runs, because the running only now is for essential service and goods. So we are trying to manage to do something like 20 runs a month. We only operate for now 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, and it's just 1 trip. Each of these days is 1 trip. We are trying to manage really because it is not easy. If you look at the running cost, the fuel, then at the end of the month you have to pay all these 50 workers. It's really not easy.
Some passengers using ferry to travel from Freetown to Lungay expressed concerns on the effect of the restrictions on their movement.
Well, we can stand there, let me so, and the kind of frequent but actually, all the city and council from the city to the way we get because the people they say if ferry one away cow hunting, they don't take them back, the member go come, the member can take them. It affects me, affects my family, affects me because I know able to use them arm and get
from this morning where I come up to now, but where I come, the first time we them say 3 o'clock, I need to get from and total it's also accommodate far. I say that's never is going to take it down therefore can number to find out very difficult. You see, that means if I say well today all day that they don't here.
Reporting for Newswatch Online Television, I am Marian Amaria Bangura.
Entrepreneurship is a process of creating a new enterprise or business in which a person is ready to face all challenges. Hannah Campbell is a young Sierra Leonean who has ventured into entrepreneurship. She designs bags, cushions, and slippers. Now let's get to hear from her.
I'm into handcrafts. I locally make Ankara products like these slippers here, pillowcases, and so many other things. I was inspired by myself. I think that part that only you can see, you know, I was constantly creating things out of nothing, sitting down, imagining things and putting it into action and see the outcome, and it was lovely. I think I was moved by creativity. Well, I started with 40,000 leones. It was a very small amount of money, so I used that to make a single shoe. I wrapped it myself with velvet material, and that is how I started. Well, for the pillowcases, cushion cases, window curtains, I have my tailor, a personal tailor that do that for me. But for the slippers, I just buy the slippers, the empty slippers, and do the following, the wrapping of it, the gluing of the material to it, with a gun glue, which is used electrically. What I want to tell those young entrepreneurs out there is to steadfast, never give up, and if you are out there, you have this idea, an idea or thought, don't wait till support come, because it will never come at the start. Support will never come at the start. People will promise you, you have lots of people who will come, I will help you in this, I will give you capital, I will sponsor the business, but that's all will be just a saying. It will never come. You might be lucky though, don't get me wrong, but start up with whatever you have, the little you have, just start it up and you will see the results.
Do not go anywhere, we will be right back.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin.
Welcome back. You're still with me, Maria Tudukri, and this is Newswatch Online TV News. Kindly do not forget to click on that red button below. Youth unemployment is one of the major problems in Sierra Leone. In order to survive, a majority of young people have ventured into bike riding. According to some bike riders along Model Junction, life has not been easy for them. Let's get to hear from them.
Bike riders for this coronavirus, we try, but right now this control is more now because some of we are next to it work, and some bike man right now, all man don't come, they start telling me they are affected right now, not all man is getting work. So if we are able to help people at this computer, we able to pull up for you, then we will glad the proper government. I be the work Saturday, I know work again, and now the harassment is 2 group per week. So you don't see now, not all now we go police them back, and the more now we at this country. So now this computer don't come day back because today now we computer now the way we work na net, we police the harassment and work na net. We will get what we get. So now
look for the look for no about because then 9 to 10 they go back at the alright sir we don't need enter forgive no more we go meet out to find job enter we not get way for go for pay money then you go in there and we dey far then now you free they get started any time left 10 minutes they will be up to mo ṣe àbùkù balẹ̀ tí kì í sára àbùkù lọ́sẹ̀ náà yóò ṣe ìtàn ìrọ̀.
Computer they affect greatly because one, to make the money we will forget for a day, we know we get time. That's now one way we and another issue we make computer affect is racial. Now we encounter like the voting system right now is hard. So if they can give time back to Florida 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock is very short because like people they come up from different parts of the country, we in terms of transportation, not in place. Some people they come over Waterloo, the final fee, the time too short, they're not going to anyhow they're not going to wait up to time.
As a way of complementing the President, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio's policy statement on the use of agriculture for economic growth, embarked on a tour to 5 districts to follow up on how youths in those parts of the country have gone with their farming activities. Let's join Tene Conte for more details.
Lucien Calon, the Deputy Minister of Youth, in his statement said that as a ministry, they want to implement what the President said during state opening, that his government will use agriculture for economic growth.
To really see in visible what the youth of Connaught District has been doing in regard to what His Excellency said in the May open of Parliament, when he said that we are going to use agriculture for economic growth. And immediately after that, the Youth Ministry thought it fit to put it into practical and practicalize it. And we started with consultative dialogue with relevant stakeholders and the youth of the 5 districts that we are presently piloting the youth demonstration farm.
He added that youth must not always wait for government. Instead, youth should get themselves involved in agricultural activities. He said agriculture provides sustainable food and also jobs for youth across the country.
This goes to the other youth of this country. Let us don't say always that we are going to wait for the government. Agriculture, we have the land, we have the seed, and we have the human power. Because we have the human power, we can practicalize that particular human power, and we can utilize our human power also to positive result. And some of the positive result that we can yield is through agriculture, because agriculture provides sustainable food, and it provides secure job also for the youth of this country.
Reporting for Newswatch Online TV, I am Tene Conte.
Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us on this episode of Newswatch Online TV News Hour. Kindly do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on our pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which are all on Newswatch Online TV News Hour. I have been your host, Maria Tudukuri. Stay safe, stay calm. Goodbye.